Hey everybody, so welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about DRP 2.0. So it came out last week with them discussing the opening date for the DRP for VA is starting today, the 7th, and ongoing until the 30th. So there's a couple of different things here. Now they rolled it out with agency specific. They actually still have the exemption list, but there's a way that you can go ahead and submit your application. But if you don't belong to patient care related positions and you're in that list, you can go ahead and make a submission. So the DRP for the VA, it's basically a power app. It is embedded in the OCA bulletin. When we had our all staff meeting, they didn't discuss the VSIP. They only discussed the VERA and voluntary retirement and resign. Those are the three options. I did a couple of videos to make sure you start really looking at what it's going to cost you. We've already lost time. We missed out on the first round in February, so it's been a few months. Think about this. If you are RIFed, you don't know when you're going to get RIFed, and it could be immediate. Plus, but the benefit is you will get put in, I believe it's the IC tab and C tab. So you'll get preference whenever you decide to apply for another federal position. So that's a plus. The bonus with the DRP is you'll continue to earn a full salary with all your benefits until September 30th. You can also collect unemployment after the 30th. This allows you to kind of look for a job in the meantime. So that gives you roughly just 3 months. Hopefully there'll be a VSIP, but we don't know. So when I clicked on the link, it's a power app. And then it'll take you into a simple form where it pulls in your username. This is pre-populated. When you click on the drop-down, your options are resign, voluntary retirement, or voluntary early retirement. If you are voluntary early retirement, you have to have at least either 50 years old and 20 years or 25 years total. Voluntary retirement, I believe you have to meet minimum retirement age before you can qualify for that. When I was talking to somebody about the resignation piece, look at your time in federal government. If it's less than 5 years, but you've been contributing to your TSP, maybe take a look at that. Since you're not vested in and you're under 5 years, you might be able to get a refund on your contribution. So that might help stack up your finances to help you prepare for difficulty in finding a position. And then you can stack that with your unemployment, and then hopefully a VSIP will be rolled out. So you select your admin staff office, your VISN district, and then it'll give you a drop down of all the different facilities that belong to that network. And this is pre-populated. You cannot change that. And then once you look at that bulletin, the attachment is actually listed on there with all occupational series. If you're on that exemption list, this will pop up once you click yes and select your position does not provide support to direct patient care, and then click submit request. Once your request is submitted, they will send you an email confirming your submission, and this will be grayed out. You can only submit once. They thank you for your submission, and then you'll receive an email confirming it shortly. Click on this to kind of show you how to add your personal email in the address guide. Once you click your login, it'll take you to your dashboard. Click on HR Smart, and then it'll take you to your service card. Again, double check every single tab. Look at professional, make sure that your veteran's preference, if you are one, is accurate, your is accurate. Everything should be in place. Your service computation date is accurate, especially if you are planning on voluntary retirement or early retirement. And so if you decide to do the resignation but you're eligible for 5 years, then maybe you can do deferred retirement, or click on the personal tab and then go to update information, and then it'll take you to your contact details. Click on add email address, You can also click on expand all so you can see all the information that they have on you. It defaults to basically collapsed. And then enter your email address. Different options are business, home, and other. And I believe there's another business too. So those are the different options for submitting your application and then updating your HR Smart. Here we have the bulletin. This is specifically for the VA from the Office of Chief Human Capital Officer bulletin. Again, it gives you the time frame to opt into the DRP, so make sure you run your numbers. Again, you have to meet all eligibility requirements if you're going to do VERA before September 30th. That's why calculating your service computation date is so important. And then also, if you have sick leave, that'll count towards your time for retirement. So if you can, save that and then allow that to tack on. Also take a look at your annual leave, save that, because you can also get a lump sum after the 30th. We want to make sure that we stack up our money to kind of help us transition, especially right now with a lot of companies laying off. So even in the private sector, we're going to be competing with a lot of different people. Now, with the required action, first thing, of course, is, submitting your application, the Deferred Resignation Program. You have until the 30th. So this is pretty much the next 3 weeks. So there's really no excuse if you don't get it done by the 30th. And then also that gets submitted, then they go ahead and review that with management. I believe in making sure we leave a good impression with our current position. If you feel comfortable, I know I told my supervisors, and then that way I can get my projects done, because I want to leave and create a win-win situation. So take a look at this particular bulletin. Will list in the attachment A, again, all the different grade series. It says here, if it's not listed, you still get the management level SES that needs to approve it. But then it may be retained above the management level. So let's say you're an admin position, you're not direct patient care, but your position is critical to operations. They might decide to disapprove the DRP application because they need you. So think about that. Take a look at developing backups for your job. Make sure that you have somebody that can take over. And then if you are in support of direct patient care, you're probably going to be ineligible, because especially for VA, that is something that we do. We care for patients. So you might not be eligible for the DRP, but I believe if you do go ahead and apply, that might require a second level of approval. Now here with the DRP, and this is key because we're going to turn in our equipment, including our PIV card. So make sure that you get everything in order. Look at your personnel record. Make sure that's up to date. Log into your government retirement benefits portal. If you are retiring, go ahead and submit a request for an estimate. They only allow one request for 365 days. So you have to actually submit and give them their toll-free number a call and submit and have another case open for an estimate. And also take a look at your, after 7 days, once you start your authorized administrative leave, you have to turn in your equipment. So get that in order. Make sure all your agreements are signed. Make sure you have a copy. They're also going to upload that to HR Smart. And there's nothing in here about the VSIP. That might come out later on, so we shall see. I have seen it's pre-decisional, so I don't want to share it. It's better to share something when it's already out in the open. The timeline for the RIF, and that looks like maybe around June, July timeframe. So after this is completed, then that might be the next stage. So I know I'm submitting my request because I want to create space for those that need the positions and need their job and provide for their family. I know early retirement is going to be so much smaller than what I'm used to, but when I ran the budget after working with the employee assistance program, it wasn't as bad as I thought. So with that income coming in and then unemployment, and continue to build my skills, and hopefully that'll all work out. I hope that was helpful. I know it's a lot of transition that we're going through right now. And again, I want to share my journey, and then I will share what I can when it's official. So then this way I'm not jumping the gun and giving you false information. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I know we'll all get through this together. And follow, subscribe, like, and share if you think this is helpful for somebody else. Anyway, till next time, I'll talk to you later.